Yo boys, back with another video. Today we're going to be doing a good old-fashioned rogue mage video. I am playing the mage. Let me give you a little backstory about this rogue. He is a hard-stuck 1400 rogue before I met him. So before we started doing coaching sessions and all that good stuff, he started up 1400 TR hard stuck. Every now and then we'll run it up. For the last week we've been running it up quite frequently. Um, so you'll see over time as I keep uploading videos, this rogue gets way better. He also has our alt rogue he's working on as well. So um, you'll see he very progresses, and if you guys saw how he first started playing, it's a total different player. So here we sap the priest, we open on the ret here. As a rogue mage, your goal is to get as many cooldowns as humanly possible. So here we're going to cheap shot off the sheep, and then if he trinkets, we're going to blind. So he cheap shots, he trinkets, oh nice, perfect. So the perfect CC combo from the rogue there. He immediately blinds the trinket, which allows us to get bubble from this guy and swap. So we get swap, and then we get bubble. So this is your ideal opener, getting every CD you possibly can. Now as a mage, your goal is to peel for your rogue. So the moment your rogue needs to get away, you're just spam sheeping the ret. Because there's no point in the ret just being allowed to do whatever he wants. So we're going to knock the priest. The reason we knock him is because if we sheep on top, it's just going to break. So here we knock him away, then we sheep him, and then we do our go here. At this point, the ret's pretty much dead. Even through trinket, he's not going to survive our go. We got full CC on the healer. Game's over. That's the ideal opener that you would like to get. Now, usually, they're just going to bubble, and they're going to be fine. But there are some situations to where they try holding, and they end up just using way more than they bargain to use. Which is, again, how you like to open. So pretty much a perfect game for us. Really good CC. We both did really good damage. They didn't. The goal is to not let them play. So by the time they get to play their character, you use evasion, you use cloak, I use alter time, and then I sheep the ret. You know, once our go is actually done and we're trying to run, that's when we're not. That's when we're using a lot of our stuff to get. We never want the ret to hit us. So if the ret trinkets and it starts keep hitting us, pretty much while we're doing our go, you should be evasioning, you should be cloaking. Pretty much never allow him to hit you, and our goal is to hit them without them hitting us. So here's a resto druid ret. This is a very hard combo for us, mainly due to the fact that resto druid is so strong right now, and it can't be sheeped. So putting both of those with a character or a class that just has unlimited CDs, it's very difficult. So here we're gonna stun bomb. Anytime we face a druid, we're gonna stun bomb. So the druid's gonna rake me, and then I'm gonna kick clone. Now what he should have done is he should have raked the rogue, and then then the rogue would have had the trinket, or he could have stunned his trinket. So that we end up just auto winning because the ret decided to just hold every CD in the game. He must have thought he was okay because the druid wasn't actually in CC. The druid just thought it was a good idea to not just go in. Me personally, I would have raked the rogue and then immediately Ironbark and Overgrowth the ret, and he would have been 9 times out of 10 fine. Thankfully that didn't happen, and by the time they realized it, they were dead. So this is another situation of if they play bad, we win. If they play good, we lose. So while our rogue mage is really good, if it's not played completely perfectly, it's not good. So here we get a really good opener. The guy trinkets my DB trying to stop our go. Unfortunately, we end up absolutely obliterating him in the opener. He thinks Stab of the Swords is going to save him. We get an insane blind off the sheeps, and then off that, all he would need to do is cheap shot or kidney. So even if the warrior survived the blind, my guy had a full cheap shot off that. So 10 times out of 10, that warrior's dying. Um, that's how you kind of want to CC. You want to do sheep DRs, then you want to do blind, and then you want to stun. If he survives through all of that, then your go is pretty much done. So here another example of a warrior getting overconfident and he ends up dying. So here, this guy's across the map. He doesn't immediately trinket out with the swords because he probably thinks that fine. He's good. He's 80% on the second DR and he gets absolutely obliterated. So another example. My bad, I have sciences, but keep in mind though, as a mage, you can also ring their angel. If you ever see a priest, a holy priest in angel form, and you put a ring at the end of it, they will fall onto it, and that's pretty much how you get your CC for free. So if you ever happen to have ring and you see a holy priest in angel form, you might as well go for it because unless you're a very fast priest, you're not going to be able to death it in time. I've only deathed it a few times so far when they've not really. I haven't had that many mages try to do that on me because it's more of a high end play because there's not really many people who are doing it. This guy actually just fears. He must have thought he saw me, but we take those. Doesn't really matter. By the time we open, he has fear back anyway. But there's two ways you can open versus. Normally, they're gonna destroy you, but this is where if we cannot sap, we're gonna blind. So this was a bad frost, blizzard because he stands in it to get in combat. My guy accidentally bombs without blind, or that was just a really bad bomb, worst bomb I've ever seen, but it's okay. So here he trinkets the blind into a sheep. He PS's him, so we're gonna swap on swap. The only time we're swapping healers a lot of time is on life swap, unless it's like a evoker or a resto druid. So here we're gonna go the priest and we're just gonna kill him. So we're sheeping the hunter and we just blow this guy sky high. We're looking for the first thing that we can kick. We're gonna immediately try to kick it. Because obviously, as you can see, this one kick ended up winning us the game with the extra damage that we had. So here we use our blizzard and our meteor and he gets taken out. But keep in mind, this is just one go. Now, had we not done that, we would have lost. The rogue's already 30%, and that was doing Argo the entire time. So imagine if they actually got to play their game. So here, DK only Paladin. Another very hard, since DK's got buffed, they're really strong at the moment. So here we get double trinket, we get Icebound, we get AMS. The goal is to keep the go alive, but not let them hit us. So really good cloak evasion by my guy. I also have alter time up. We get magic bop on top of that. We sheep the DK to peel his burst, and that's pretty much our go now. So now this is where we can sheep the DK, and then we're going to swap. So I'm going to sheep the H-Pound, and then we're going to go on the DK right now. So here we open on him here. Now, I honestly, at the time, obviously I wasn't thinking of it. I should have ice walled him, and he probably would have died. I just was not thinking of it at the time. We get a really insane blind off that. The problem is we gap the blind. If you're a rogue, never gap the blind. If you gap CC, they're going to get something major off, because if he didn't gap the blind, we would have got bubble. Because then he would have had the bubble lay on hands. So that was a major mistake, obviously, on top of my ice wall that I should have done. So it's not like he's it's whatever. So here we do an opener here. We get really good cheap shots. Your rogue's 9 times out of 10 cheap shotting the healer, then cheaping the DK, and as you can see, he gets taken out. So your rogue is pretty much solo carrying CC until you can cheap. So he's cheaping both targets, he's blinding, and pretty much every time he has blind, he's going to be using it. Because it's going to be some type of CC into a blind, into something else, and then you're going to win the game. So at this point, we just alter time. We're just going to kick the announce, and the game's pretty much over. As long as we get a little bit of eating going, he's not going to kill both of us at this time. Now, if it was 1v1, the H-Pow probably would win. Now that the dampening's so high, it would be very hard for us to come back from that. But we pretty much win the game. He DR sap. Actually, no, he gets a full sap while I'm eating. Game's over. He might as well just leave. So, close game, very close game. They did a little bit overuse a little too much because there's no point in trinketing when you icebound. But he must have just gotten super. He was scared. That's all it was. So here is a Mage Holy Paladin, another worst case scenario comp. Now we're gonna stealth after the other Mage stealths. That way we get the opener. Because obviously if he stealths first, he's gonna come out of stealth before I do, which allows us to stab the H-Pow and then go on the Mage. Now, if we can't sap, then we just immediately blind. We'll see what happens. So here we get a really good sap. This is where we open hard on the Mage here. And then we're going to resheep. Off that, we can blind. We'll see if we get it. So, nice, huge blind. And then off that, we can stun him. We'll see. So here we get another sheep DR. Now, this is where he would stun. So now we can go H-Pow. He sacked. This is where we swap to the H-Pow and try to get his trinket. Or we try to get his bubble. Unfortunately, we didn't stun. So if we had stunned, we would have got bubble right there. So at this point, now our go's over. Now we just need to run here. We can try to sheep the Mage if we can. So here we're sheeping him. We get kicked. We're probably going to have to block here. So here we just block. Now we're getting ready to do our go again here soon. So we're going to cheap the H-Pow, then stun the Mage. Here we get a really insane opener here. Big damage. We're going to resheep off this. And that's pretty much our go here. So we get bubble. I ice wall him on top of that. Here I give a shield to my rogue, so hopefully he can survive a little bit longer here. I sheep the Mage so my guy can get away. I frost over the H-Pow so that he can get a restyle. My rogue gets a restyle. This point in time, he needs to eat. He needs to eat food. I have another block, so I'm still safe, so we're just kiting away. We're probably going to use our blink back to get heal. And at this point, this is where we block, and then we do our final go. Because this is it. They have no CDs. He might have it. They actually threw this game because he blocked canceled on accident. You'll see here in a second. So here we cheap shot the H-Pow. I knocked the Mage so it doesn't break the sheep. he blocks and then cancels the block, and we kill him right here. So again, a very bad mistake by this guy, because they would have won the game, because they obviously both have trinkets coming up in 4 seconds. So we got very lucky that he accidentally canceled his own block. He might have thought it might not even been an accident. He might have thought he was fine because he blocked the stun. So, and he was 100%. So maybe it wasn't an accident, but it ended up absolutely being punishable. So here my rogue's at literally 1%, so I'm going to give him food because he didn't get at the top there. Or I might have just forgot to put it, but whatever. So here we're going to DB, we're going to sheep him so my guy can eat. Game's pretty much over at this point in time. It was a close game, which they would have won had the mage not cancel blocked that early. Now, if he would have waited till the H5 was out of CC or like the last second of CC, then it would have been a little bit different. By the way, if you hear, I don't think you guys hear a mower, but it's whatever. But that's pretty much the game ending go for us. So he's probably just gonna leave at this point. It's GG's. So anytime now, or we just kill him right now. I guess he's too prideful to just leave the game. So here, our meteor hits really insanely hard. And as you can see, my rogue pretty much did no damage, and we won the game. Here's another matchup where we just full throttle him. And all it really takes is really good damage, solid CC, and keeping the go alive until you get every cooldown. Because again, once you get double trinkets here, and wall on top of it, the game's pretty much over. So your goal is to just full throttle CC, full throttle damage until the very end. Don't let the warrior just sit on top of you and hit you. Evasion and cloak while you're doing your burst and while they're at a CC, and that's pretty much all it takes. So here we get a really good cheap shot here. We're going to do big damage here. We get wall first global. This is where we swap to the druid here hard. So we meteor him, big damage here. We're hoping to get trinket. So we get trinket, perfect. Normal circumstances, he dies right there. So he got very lucky that he didn't die. So we got trinket, ironbark, and wall, and trinket from the warrior. Because obviously he's popping every CD, and everybody likes to just trinket the first thing that CCs them while they're doing the burst. So that we just got every CD. They have no CDs left. All we need is one solid opener here, and the game's over. So here I'm going to DB sheep, and then we're going to swap the sheep. So here we're going to ice wall. So here we ice wall him here, and then now he has to leap to the end of the ice wall, and by the time the druid gets there, the guy's already dead. So they were close, but just not close enough. Again, I probably should have sheeped beforehand, so that was kind of a misplay, because I sheeped and then did that. Now, it ended up working out, but normally you want to sheep. So while ice wall is good, sheep is 100% a win, because if you sheep and then ice wall, or even just sheep 3 times, he's dead always. So it could have been a misplay. Now, if it was anything but a druid, I probably would have done that. But since druids don't really have, they have to click globals to immediately heal somebody. Like, see, it's not, they don't have a serenity, they don't have a lay on hands. They do have a NS heal, but like even then, it's not going to do that much unless it's already preemptively big. So here we do an opener. We're going to ice wall him. Actually, no, we get a really good ring, and that's a perfect example. Even though it's DR'd, that extra ring allows us to get a cooldown. So here he's going to fall right onto it. At this point, we get ice wall, and then we kill him. So ice wall literally just saved us, and that is the situation how ice wall can win you games. Because he probably thought he was fine. He was okay. My guy's just going to get out of a 3-second C chain, and he's going to die. So here, resto druid. The goal is to get both their trinkets, win the game automatically. So here we open on the DH, got trinket. Now we're going to swap to the druid here. So here he blinds the druid. At this point, this is where we want to swap to the druid. So nice, very good swap. This is where we get his trinket, and now we run. So now we sheep the DH so my guy can get away. And at this point, my guy just needs to run. So we're going to frost over him. Unfortunately, he gets away again because it's DR'd. That being said, the game's pretty much over. We get one more stun CC chain, and I have ring. So again, anytime the guy's in bear form, you're just gonna ring. So here we get a really good ring. The game's pretty much over. We use our meteor, and now we just need to do as much damage before he gets out of the CC. So again, just really good setup. That is your ideal opener again. So this is the last game, ladies and gentlemen. Another game where sometimes you benefit off swapping. The only thing I would say is versus priest. Swap on the priest when he live swaps, because you can get every single cooldown. And you'll see here, we get a really good opener here. We end up trying to kick the pet here. So here again, we just get a solid opener. Now we didn't get a single cooldown because his dark pack literally made him a tank. So here we swap to the healer. We immediately start full throttling him. And at this point, he just dies. He gets taken out. And that is how fast these guys can die. So we didn't get a single cooldown, but 45-second dark pack out of that entire opener. but then we swapped to the healer and we were able to get double trinket and we're able to take him out. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. Let me know what you guys want to see next. I will have an assassination rogue and an outlaw rogue coming out very soon. That being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I will meet you guys in the next video, whenever that will be. It's been X. Peace, peace.